Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious parkin from our new book, and then I have got a mouth-watering slow cooked beef chili that is perfect for Bonfire Night.
This is how you make my delicious Yorkshire Parkin. Take your dark brown sugar and butter and put it into a pan, melt it gently together. Then add your luscious dark black treacle as well as your golden syrup. Stir it all together, then in a bowl, add your dry ingredients as well as your pinhead oatmeal. Pour the treacle and butter mixture together into the bowl with the flour. Add some milk, add your eggs, and give it a really good mix together. Pour your mixture into a buttered 20cm square brownie tray and bake at 160 degrees for 45 minutes. While that's baking, take some ginger beer and pour it into a hot pan. Boil it and reduce it down to a delicious syrup. Once your parkin is made, brush that syrup on top while it's warm, because when the parkin's warm, it'll absorb all the flavour from the ginger beer. And that's how you make a delicious Yorkshire Parkin.
So today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious chili, a one-pot dish that's all bubbling and smoky and warm and delicious, but we're going to take half of that chili and we're going to serve it with some slow-cooked beef with chorizo for people who like to eat meat, but also we're going to show you how to have it just as a vegetarian chili as well. We're going to serve it up with some sour cream and some damper bread, which is like a little frying pan bread that's absolutely delicious, perfect for dipping in your chili. Right, okay, let's get this chili on the go. Now, big 4-litre shallow pan is a good place to start, okay? So let's get some oil in there. A couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and then in with our onions. So some of these are chopped and ready. So we'll get our onions in. Let's get our garlic in. So I think this needs a good 4 cloves of garlic, just because it's a nice big pan and we want to get some depth of flavour in there. So just crush your garlic with the back of your knife, unwrap it, and then we're just going to run our knife through it. Really, really simple.
Not that there's any reason you can't get garlic. But can you use like powdered?
No, buy garlic. If you, some people buy frozen garlic, which I think is slightly better than jarred, slightly better, but come on.
I use frozen garlic sometimes.
Garlic, go to the if you've run out of garlic, go to the shop and get some, okay?
If you've run out through the week.
Dried garlic powder is for adding to flour and things like that, and like when we make the damper bread, you could add some garlic powder to that, I think, if you really wanted to. And we're going to add some onion powder to it, which I thought works really, really well. But just go to the shop, buy some garlic. It keeps. Right, in with our garlic. And if you don't like garlic, you're weird. All right, or you're a vampire. One of the t'other. Right, so let's give that a little stir, okay? Right, let's get some salt. For some reason my salt is in the cupboard today. There we go. That'll draw out the moisture. In with our sweet potatoes. Lovely. Now, I've already peeled and chopped these because Emily said it was more interesting for you guys to learn how to peel and prep this. And I think she's probably got a point. So let's get this on the go. So in with our sweet potatoes. You could use normal potatoes if you wanted to. Sorry. Working together way too long. Right, let's get some spices in here while we prep the butternut squash. So, smoked paprika. This is the real stuff, isn't it, Carlos? Yeah, this is the good stuff. If you can get this one, use it. It's delicious. It's smoked, it's sweet, it's lovely. In with that. That's going to give us our sort of smoky chili flavour. Dried thyme.
Why not squash?
Dried thyme it's part of that sort of South American flavour combination. And it works slightly differently. It's got a different flavour profile. So I tend to use dried thyme. I don't use dried thyme very often.
No.
But I do in chili. And then a couple of tablespoons of cumin. And that combination of cumin, smoked paprika, thyme and salt will give you a really nice kind of deep chili flavour without adding like rocket fuel to it and loads of smoke. We're going to add some fresh chili to it in a minute. But like now you'll start to smell in the kitchen, it's kind of starting to smell straight away like a chili would. Yeah. Okay? So while that just cooks down, let's get this butternut squash. Now I've peeled it. And then you just cut the bottom off and cut the top off so that it doesn't wobble about. Okay? That's purely from a safety point of view. Now what you'll find is you get this sort of tubular bit here. That's just pure vegetable. But then when you get to the round bit, that's when you get to the seeds. So just cut it in half, cut it into quarters, and then just remove the seeds. Here comes the dog. She thinks it's carrot. It's not, Pip. Although you might like butternut squash, to be fair. And I would say you're probably allowed it.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, I think you can. Come here. Come here. You want some butternut squash? Come on then. Here we go. Sit. Come on. There you go. Off you go. Right, let's put that over there. Wash my hands. Okay, right, so let's just scoop those out of the way. Now, we've got those cut into little pieces. Butternut squash. Now, remember, when you're cooking this, you kind of want everything to be an even size. So if you just cut to the frying pan, Emily, you can see how small I've cut the sweet potato. Yeah. Let's do the same with the squash. And then everything should cook about the same size. Same time, sorry. So cut into slices, 3 slices at a time. And then we'll just pile those up and then chop them in to matchsticks. And then chop them through.
If you can't get a hold of butternut squash,
yeah.
What can you use?
Double up on your sweet potato.
Could you use pumpkin?
Yeah, definitely use pumpkin. I mean, pumpkins and squashes, they're all part of the same family. I'm trying desperately not to cut myself because we're on a schedule today. And last week I cut myself when we were filming, didn't I? And hopefully Carlos has edited it out and you haven't seen it with the magic of edit. But we'll see. So, nice and small. See those pieces? Let's get those in. The sooner we get them into the pan, the sooner they are cooking. Yeah? But you could get all this ready in advance. So it's all just ready to chuck in a pan. You could put it in the slow cooker if you wanted to. Have I just stole your questions? Oh dear. Shall I just shut up? I'll shut up and wait for Emily's questions. Sorry. Yeah, you could put it all in the slow cooker, definitely. You could put it all in a cold pan and just chuck it in the oven if you wanted to. I can't think of any other ways that you could cook it, really. You maybe put it in your air fryer, could you, Emily?
Put it to kind of roasted vegetables and then I would add it to the sauce.
Right, yeah, got you. So it's versatile. It's great for batch cooking, this one as well. You can cook it all up. And what I would say is if you've got leftovers, blend it all up with a pint of vegetable stock and you'll have a delicious soup. So there we go. Ooh, good catch, Pip. Everyone needs a Labrador by the side of them when they're cooking. For any excess. We won't need to sweep today, will we? Hey, Pip. Right. You can also, if you're really, really lazy, you can buy pre-chopped butternut squash and sweet potato in a packet, can't you? That's already mixed and ready. So, if you need to, you could use that if you don't want to do the prep. Hey? Yeah. Well, it's almost sort of dry frying. We haven't got liquid in yet. But once we get the liquid in, we will have a good old curry. Not a curry, a chili. Once we get the liquid in, we'll have a good old chili cooking away. It'd be lovely. Great for winter, great for autumn, great for bonfire night, I think. It's a good one. You can have it in a nice bowl or even a mug if you're out looking at fireworks and bonfires. Right, in it goes. Let's give this a good stir. Okay, so we've got the flavours going, and that's what counts at this point. Right, so green chilli. I've gone green today.
Is there a difference between the green and red chilli, or is it purely just the colour?
Heat. It's the same plant, it's different ripeness, so you get a slightly different chili flavour. I find they're a little bit hotter.
Right.
So I'm just going to chop it into little pieces. You could use dried chili flakes.
Did you remove the seeds if you just kind of
Yeah, definitely remove the seeds if you want to. We'll just leave a few in. I've taken most of them out. So they're going to cut through. Now, you're definitely not having that bit. Otherwise, there will be trouble. Right, okay, so we've got our kidney beans, right? Let's get these washed. So I'll just go and wash these. Right, so let's just scatter those in. Nice. And then tin of chopped tomatoes, they go in, and then fill your tin up with water, because you're just going to get all the last little bits that are in there. Get that in as well. Okay? Give that a stir. Now, if you've bought super cheap supermarket tin tomatoes, I'd put 2 tins in and not the water, because there's quite a lot of water in them, but don't not use them. They just unfortunately have a bit of water in them. Okay, so let that chili do its thing. Okay, so we're going to put the lid on and turn the heat up, and we're going to talk about beef. Okay, so that is going to make an amazing chili, full stop. Doesn't matter whether you eat meat or not, that will be a killer chili, and you'll love it. All we've got to do is add a little bit of stock to that and some dark chocolate, and that kind of gives it that lovely flavour. All right, but we're now going to make an addition to it. So you can do one batch and add 2 different things to it. So I've got some chorizo sausage here, and I'm going to cut that in half. And then don't cut it into really fine pieces, okay? Because we're going to slow cook this beef till it's nice and tender, and then we'll add it. So let me move this over. There. Let me put a pan on there. Can we see that pan all right? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get our chorizo in. Little splash of oil, not a lot, because you're going to get some fat out of the chorizo anyway. And then I have got our cut of beef. Now this is an ox cheek, so beef cheek. It is, without a doubt, isn't it, Emily, the nicest cut of beef you can get on a cow. End of story. It's a super slow cook, so this needs to go in the slow cooker or in the oven at a really, really low temperature and let it cook overnight. But once you've discovered ox cheek, you will not go back. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're a convert, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Any slow cooked beef dish, see if you can work this in, because it is so good. It's rich, it's got collagen in it, it's full of flavour, it's cheap. I think this piece of meat is probably about £4, which I think for beef is very cheap.
And how many would that be?
Well, it's so rich, and you're adding it to that big... If you added it to that whole pot, you're probably going to feed 8 people. Are going to have a lovely beef chilli. However, we're going to split it, but that doesn't matter. But I would say this serves 4 easy. You know, if you're going to braise this in red wine and garlic and tomato and make a really nice sort of bolognese, ragu, something like that,
Yeah.
That's going to serve 4 people easy, okay? So I'm going to add it straight in. It's one of those ones that you need to order from your butcher. Let him know you want it. He may well freeze them and sell them frozen, in which case take it out of the freezer, leave it in the fridge overnight, and then it'll be ready to go. Chuck it in a slow cooker, and whatever you put in that slow cooker, flavour-wise, you're going to get back later. So the more flavour you can get in, the more flavour you're going to get out at the end. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of cumin onto this beef. We've already got a fair bit going on with the actual chilli, so we don't need to add loads. And then I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika, so when I turn this over, we're going to get loads of flavour in there. Okay? So let's turn it over. So we've got colour in there straight away. Now remember, if you've got any questions at all today about today's recipes or any of the previous ones, post them in the comments below. I am here to answer them for you. And if you want the book that comes with the series, Emily again has produced a beautiful ebook, free for you to download. All you have to do is type free message. All you have to do is type free book into the comments below. It will launch into Facebook Messenger. Follow the instructions and you'll be able to download an ebook automatically onto your phone or your tablet or your computer. It's there for you to cook from. Chorizo's cooking, it's letting out all that flavour. The beef is just screaming for some hydration now to let it slow cook. So let's get the beer into our recipe. So a little bit of beer. If you don't like beer, just put water in if you like. And now that needs to go into your slow cooker for 4 hours on a medium heat. And the way to check if it's cooked is press a spoon into it and it should just fall apart, okay? I've got one that I put on earlier that I'm going to show you in a minute. But first, let's put that into the slow cooker. I'm going to bring my chili back. I'm going to add a little bit of beer in there just to keep the hydration going. There we go. There's about 200 mils gone into there. Get that going. Now, let's make some beer bread. So, this is like in Australia, they call it damper. Okay? So I've got some self-raising flour. Okay? Straight in. And then I've got some onion granules, so dried onion flakes. This is where we were talking about with the garlic powder. Powder into powder. Then you get a nice distribution of flavour. And then we're going to add some nigella seeds in because I think they just work so well. I'm going to add a glug of olive oil, a couple of tablespoons. And then I'm going to add some chipotle paste just to kind of marry the whole flavours together. And I found it in the cupboard and I thought, that'll be nice. So like half a teaspoon. Okay. And then we want a little bit of salt. Say half a teaspoon of salt. And that just needs the last of our beer. Okay? If you aren't using beer, you could use sparkling water. That's absolutely fine. You need the bubbles to react with the raising agent that's in self-raising flour. Now, if I remember rightly, our friends in America don't have self-raising flour. So Carlos has done a graphic before that I'll ask him, in fact, to put down this side. Well, not Carlos. Down this side of a ratio of all-purpose flour, baking powder to make self-raising for you, to help you, okay? So, in with the beer, or your sparkling, whatever. And if you haven't quite got enough, that's all right. Let's just grab some water. Just add a splash more water, because I want to show you the texture that you're looking for, all right? There we go. Let's pop that down onto there. Get rid of our beer. Right. So you can see it's kind of come together. It's a little bit crumbly. All it needs is a little bit of love. just a quick knead. You're not trying to make like 36-hour sourdough here. You're just trying to make a quick bread, all right, that we can cut into portions and cook.
Can you put like any flavours in this?
Yeah. So if you're having a curry, you could put a bit of garam masala in there, a little bit of curry powder, you know, anything you like really. You know, you could put some mustard into it if you wanted. You could just fill your boots. Just try it. Whatever you fancy. So I'm going to make 2. So we're just going to shape those into a ball like so. And that one. There we go. Okay. Right, let's grab a little bit of flour. And we'll roll them out. Rolling pin. There we go. Quick rolling pin. If you haven't got a rolling pin, use a bottle. All right? Dead easy.
Is it something that you can kind of like prep in advance?
No, not really, because automatically the beer or the bubbles are reacting with the raising agent in the flour, and it's good. You know, like when you make a Victoria sponge, it starts to rise before you put it in the oven. It's a bit like that. So you kind of have to be just sort of, if your curry's ready, make these, and then by the time these are made, that will be, it'll have done no harm. Okay? Right, that's pretty much it. Let's just get a pan and we'll get those on to cook. Yeah, it's about right. So let's move that onto there, that onto there. That onto there. That's going to cook. Right, dry heat on the pan, okay? Don't add any oil because we're trying to sort of toast these. We're not trying to fry them or anything like that. Yeah? So into a warm pan, not a screaming, smoking hot pan, because if you do, it'll cook on the outside far quicker. We want to bring the warmth and the heat up, okay? And toast it on both sides until it starts to puff up. Right, damper bread. Where's the best place to show you? Where I am?
Keep it there, yeah.
Okay, just give it a little shake so that you can get underneath it and just flip it over. Ooh. So just let that cook now until it's golden and crisp on that side as well, and then we'll just hit it with a little bit of olive oil and it's ready for dunking. Ooh. Okay, so this is what your ox cheek will look like when it's cooked. Okay, can we see that all right?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is show you how tender. Look at that.
Oh.
Let me just turn that around. Which camera are we looking at?
I'm on the overhead for now.
Yeah. So,
oh, look
look,
at that.
It just breaks. If it doesn't carve with a spoon, it's not tender, okay? And it just breaks. And if I pick a bit up and show you, which one?
Oh, just keep it quite low down. Keep
there?
It low down, yeah.
Can you see that all right?
Yeah.
So look, just look how it breaks up.
Oh, lucky.
And it's not terrible.
You could have seen that with a fork, couldn't you?
And then you've got your little nuggets of chorizo, okay? So now we've got, if you're into beef, this is the beef to go for. It is so delicious. I mean, just look how rich that is. It's just so good. Okay, so bread is now cooked. Look, listen. Hollow, all right? All puffy and hollow and ready to go. So I'm just going to put the other one into cook as well while we do our thing. And then let's bring our chili in, okay? Because now, can you see this one all right? Do you need me to move it?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Put it there for you. So this is our core base, our vegetarian chili. Sweet potato, butternut squash, kidney beans. We've got smoked paprika in there. We've got cumin, we've got thyme, we've got chili, we've got garlic, we've got beer, and we've got chopped tomatoes, and it is all just marrying together, and that is going to be delicious once you've put a little bit of dark in. All right, so we've got 4 pieces of 70% dark chocolate. Don't be putting your dairy milk in, all right? Eat your dairy milk, cook with your dark. The dark chocolate, the bitterness just kind of, I don't know what it is, it just brings it all together and makes it better, all right? I promise you it does. So just pop it in. It might seem a bit weird, but it really, really works. And then all you need to do is just stir that in as it's nearly cooked. Then we take some of our chili and we add it to our beef, okay? And now we've got one chili that will please various different people. So if you've got friends coming round, some eat meat, some don't eat meat, problem solved. Yeah? You don't have to do 2 different dishes. You've got it all here, all right? And if they don't like it, change your friends. Yeah?
Fair enough.
And then just now mix this together. So now we've got the most incredible chili.
Oh, that looks good.
Doesn't it just look good? This will freeze as is and get even better. Make it the day before, even better. And what we're going to do is take our flatbreads, cut them into wedges like so.
Oh, that's proper comfort, isn't it? That?
Isn't it just? And what you need is a little bit of olive oil on there. It's not a buttering bread. Yeah? This is you, Carlos. You like your olive oil on your bread, don't you?
Yeah.
Pop that in there. And then I've got some sour cream. For me, sour cream just makes it. Carlos completely disagrees, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't like it, do you?
At all.
Serve it like that.
Ooh.
And then lime. It absolutely makes all the difference. Just that beautiful squeeze of lime on there. And there you go. I'm actually going to taste this because look at that. That is, between the two, you've got 2 amazing recipes. In fact, 3, because you've got your damper bread there as well. What more do you need for a bit of comfort food? So just take some of that beef. Take some of that sour cream. There we go. Can you see that all right?
Yeah.
I'm going in with more lime. There we go. I'm not sure I'm going to fit this in my mouth.
Yeah, you will.
I fit it in my mouth. That is a serious recipe, that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.